Welcome back to the Hustle Unfiltered podcast hosted by Kayla Serta and Jackson Mansudi,
where we dive into raw, unfiltered conversations about training, health, and fitness while navigating the challenges of life and business in our 20s. Welcome back to not the Odyssey Strength podcast, the Hustle Unfiltered podcast, because I do so many podcasts.
Oh my God, you're such a podcaster, aren't you? It's crazy. Sorry, I'm just building up my Barbie on ChatGPT.
So what's the prompt? Tell us.
So there's like this bit of a trend on Insta at the moment, and it's like creating your own Barbie doll style package. So it's like you give a prompt to ChatGPT basically saying like what your Barbie will represent. So like women's strength and physique coach, type of hair she has, what she wearing, what sort of like little like items would represent it. So I put like a laptop, a dumbbell, a protein shaker, and a Yeti drink bottle, because then it would look like my drink bottle too. Oh, I don't even have it with me. You're gonna die when you see this.
Show me.
That's actually kind of slay. And then it's like I call mine Weapon Barbie.
Can you show me?
Oh my God.
You know what kind of looks like?
Who?
I forgot her name. But you look like you're about to jump on stage.
I look like a women's physique athlete. I don't know if you can see that. We can put a little screenshot. That's actually really fucking cool. Like, my arms just need to be a little bit thicker.
Thicker?
Yeah, for me to look like that.
Oh, I thought you meant like your arms.
No, in IRL.
I was like, bro, they're pretty big.
In IRL, if my arms were thicker, she's got shorter arms than I do. We've established I have really long, lanky arms.
Yeah, they're as long as mine.
Yeah, off by like
an inch,
a couple centimeters, which is pretty wild. And that's why I'll never press more than 20 kilos overhead.
Yeah, we're watching a YouTube video of your Julia Renee.
One of my wellness queens in America that I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, the YouTube queen. And they're pressing overhead like 30 kilos? 20 kilos?
Yeah, so the girl that she was training with was a figure and a physique athlete.
Yeah, they were talking about like
pro.
55
60
pounds.
No, she was doing 60 pounds.
Yeah, so that's 30 kgs around.
Yeah, like 27, 30 kilos.
Yeah, 27.8 or some shit.
And then Julia was saying that the most she's ever pressed overhead was like 70 pounds, which is like 32 kilos.
Yeah, that's big dog weight.
That's wild. Like I
started my program at 32.5 kilos overhead press. So that's pretty.
I started my program at 12.5. But we came to the conclusion that my arms are just really long. And
yeah, there's got further distance to travel.
We got a lot of distance to travel, which explains why I always hated bench press.
It's like when you're a tall guy and like you have to squat heavy. It's like you just got so much further to travel.
That's why I love deadlifting, because I don't have to move a lot.
Yeah,
I've already got short legs
up.
and then I got really, really long arms. It's like done.
You're actually a deadlift specialist. I don't know why you're bodybuilding.
Yeah. Come on. Want big legs.
How's the week been? How's training?
Training's been good. I've had fun this week training. I feel like I'm very locked in at the moment. This is the third last week of my build.
Yeah, we start prep, or you start prep?
I start prep in 4 weeks, in 4.5 weeks.
Oof.
Pretty wild. 2 more weeks of building after this week, and then 2 weeks at maintenance, and then prep begins in May.
Wow.
So I'm making the most of all the food and all the energy I'm having right now. Like literally every session is just like, I want to not leave with one single rep not completed.
Yeah, I was saying to you like yesterday, I could literally spend 7 days a week in the gym at the moment.
Yeah.
I just want to be there all the time.
Look, I actually could not do that at the moment because I very much enjoy my rest days.
Yeah, see, I do for like the first morning, knowing that I don't have to drive to the gym, and then it gets to the nighttime and I'm like, oh, I really wish I trained today.
Yeah. I think I like the feeling of the training at the moment, like the pump and seeing all the muscles doing its thing.
Yeah. I think as well as like what it does for me mentally on a level, like it's just wild.
Yeah.
Like the difference is night and day between how I feel when I walk into the gym versus walking out of the gym.
Yeah. I feel like that hasn't come up for me as much lately. Like before, I was very like on a rest day. I was like, I'm the most depressed human probably ever. Like the gym actually impacts my mood, which it still does. but I don't think I think I just really see a rest day as like, I need this rest. So
Yeah.
I feel good about resting because I'm like, you earned this.
Yeah, like it's not that I don't think I earned it. It's more so just like for me, I just like being in the gym.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
No, I know. What did we say in the last podcast? When that's why I wanted to have 5 days in a program. That's why I asked Jay to
Yeah,
cut my
yeah.
days to 5 because I was like, I want to be in the gym.
It's so funny. I like turned to you during our leg session the other day. I'm like, can we just get paid to just train?
Honestly, that would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just get paid to train. So much fun.
Get paid to train while I train people.
But the other thing I think about that is like, yeah, as you said, like you'd still need a coach because I'd find that if all I did in my job was like just bodybuilding, and like I'd literally just like be Nick Walker, where I'd like go to the gym, come home, and watch movies all day. Like that's what he does. He just like that's all he does.
Really?
Yeah, well, he gets paid. He gets sponsorships. Like
I get it, but I feel like there's just like,
I'd be so bored.
well, this goes back to the conversation that we got having yesterday. Like, what the fuck do people do in their in their days when they're not working?
Yeah,
So I feel like that's also to a degree ingrained in our heads that it's like, what do you mean you don't like do work
yeah,
and you don't like work till 6 p.m. and like go here, there, and everywhere?
yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure they have hobbies and people they hang out with, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could literally just be a bodybuilder and not work to a degree.
Yeah. I think during like prep season, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're off season, it's like, yeah, obviously you're training hard. Like there's all these other elements to it. But at the same time, like, how do you stimulate your brain?
But even prep, like, I reckon I got through my prep so much better because I was working so much.
Yeah.
Like, towards the end, it was debilitating. But, like, at least in the first, let's say, 18 weeks, 17 weeks, like, it was helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think have hobbies and whatnot, or, like, have purpose, but, like, yeah, I just think I'd still need to do something else with my day. Like, I couldn't just train and come home and watch movies. I'd be so bored.
Yeah, I don't like watching movies, so fuck that. How's your week?
Week's been good. Week's been pretty decent, actually. Felt very productive this week. Training's been great. Feeling good in the gym. We're 86.9 kilos. We're creeping up to the 90s. We're getting large and in charge.
You're almost
I feel
30 kilos heavier than me.
Yeah, I feel good though. Feel still pretty lean. I'm still pretty happy with the condition that I'm holding at the moment. But yeah, no. But as I said, being in the gym so much fun. Feel strong. Feel like every session is very productive. I just feel like every time I'm leaving the gym, I feel like I've really made an impact.
Yeah.
To the overall goal. So yeah, having fun, eating all the food at the moment, and it's enjoyable. It's also nice just to not be thinking about food all the time and just eating and just like not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Which is a very nice change of pace. Because when I think about it, well, I only prepped 6 months ago.
Well, yeah, you only finished in like end of October.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, don't
But at the same time, life goes pretty quickly. The fact that we're a week already to April is pretty wild.
Yeah, and the fact that you're now prepping when this was just a conversation when I was doing it is also really wild.
Yeah. Time goes very, very fast.
So what are we talking about today?
Motivation.
Motivation
versus discipline, which I think is good segue from that because time does go very fast and you're constantly waiting for motivation to come around. You're not going to get a lot done.
Yeah. It's funny we bring this up because I've been listening a lot to. It sounds like very gay, for like a better word. But I've been listening to like those like long motivational videos, like the 45-minute one.
Oh, the ones that we're watching the other week.
Yeah, where it's like David Goggins, and it's like the ones that are called testosterone or like.
Yeah, I showed you that one.
Yeah, like they're really good. I like them, and yeah, I think motivation is a very useful tool. I was saying this to a client the other day. It's like you're gonna have waves where you're gonna be extremely motivated, and you should ride them as much as possible. And there's gonna be times where you're not gonna be motivated, and I think that's also okay. But to segue to the whole discipline side of things, which I know you would have a bit of an opinion on as of this week, that will probably carry you in order to keep the bring back the motivation and do the thing that you said you were going to do. I like to look at it from the aspect of values. It's like your discipline are your values. Or like if you value discipline, like it's not about doing it because you don't want to, it's doing it because that's who you are. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, discipline is like acting in alignment with your values. It's like if you value growth, for example, it's like, okay, you value learning, you value doing more, being better, all those sorts of things. It's like being disciplined enough to follow through with those values even when you don't feel like it. So still acting in alignment with them is basically showing up with discipline.
Yeah. What would you say a good example is for the people to understand like a good differentiation of motivation versus discipline, and how to know, like, I guess, trends of either and all?
I feel the best way for me to explain or like understand the difference between the two is like motivation. I feel is like a feeling. It's like that heightened sort of feeling where you're like, yeah, like fuck no, like let's go to the gym, let's go do this, let's achieve this goal. It's like that momentum building up at the start of when you're working towards a new goal, or you know you're doing a fat loss phase, doing a build phase, whatever it may be. It's like a lot of that pent up feeling and excitement building up, and then that will start to fade. And that's when the discipline needs to kick in of like, okay, you know, I don't feel all this fun, exciting things. Like it's been a bit repetitive. Could I be bored? Potentially. You know, do I have a shit day? Yes. But it's like, okay, but I still need to show up and do the thing.
I'm smiling and laughing just because, like, welcome to... Wait, is that recording?
Yeah.
Welcome to, like, life. Welcome to bodybuilding. Welcome to chasing any sort of goal.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, this podcast is about business, relationships, and training and physique outcomes. It's like, well, mate, that's what all those things are. It's like super exciting. It's like when you're sitting around having the chat with your mates about the business idea you have.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're getting all G'd up about it. And you're like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's like when we just spoke about this podcast, like we got all excited about it. And we're like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to have that. And then it's like the second you start implementing any of those ideas, you're like, oh, this is actually really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And it's the same, like with anything else. The motivation, as you said, it's like that feeling. And then once you get into it, you're like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Yeah. I feel like motivation is a lot of like the thinking, and then discipline is the doing.
Yeah, I agree. I think we romanticize and fantasize a lot, and that's what sort of sparks the motivation.
Yeah. Which I think is a good thing. Like, I think if you're never motivated and you're constantly like in a negative headspace, like that's probably not ideal. But I don't think you should set the expectation that you're always going to feel motivated. Just like, you know, you're not always going to feel happy. You're not always going to feel sad. You're not always going to feel all these things. So it's like, what do you do in the moments when you aren't feeling motivated? It's like, when you're not feeling happy, do you still choose to ignore your friends and your family? Do you still walk away from them? It's like, okay, if you're not feeling motivated, do you choose not to go to the gym or not to do the thing for business? Like, just because you feel that way doesn't mean you can't still show up and do it.
Yeah, I also think like people have like sometimes a negative connotation around discipline. Like it's this negative thing. Like
that was part of the conversation.
Yeah, like I don't really agree with that, because it's like, yeah, sometimes I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm not like depressed about it.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, like David Goggins, like who's gonna carry the fucking boats? Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, like I don't necessarily feel like going to the gym, but like I know I enjoy it once I'm there, so I'm just gonna go. Like,
but like you're also not like a fragile flower that needs to be like cuddled.
Yeah.
In order to go. Like I think that's also like it's all the perception of like what you think about it, but I think even when it comes to discipline, it's like people will look at it at a negative light where it's like punishment. It's like you're doing something you don't want to do, but it's like, no, you probably just don't want to do it in the moment. But if you zoom down and look at the bigger picture, you a week ago and you in a week will probably say you want to fucking do it. But in that moment, you don't want to.
Yeah, I think as well, because of those videos and because of the way social media is perceived discipline, people think discipline is the David Goggins doing the ultra marathon with no shoes on in the rain when it's minus 10 degrees and being like, oh, that's discipline. It's like, no, he's fucked in the head and he's like a one-of-a-kind human. Yes, it takes a lot of discipline to do something like that.
I think that's his version of discipline.
Yeah, but that's not like, as you said, it's not the definition of discipline. Discipline's like going to work when you don't want to go to work. Like,
yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's just doing the things you said you were going to do. It's taking action. It's having the self-respect to do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, you're just living up to the expectations you set yourself.
And that's why I find it really interesting when people are like, oh, I wish I had the discipline that you have, or, you know, I'm not disciplined. It's like you literally wake up every single morning and go to work, even when you don't want to. That's discipline. But you know the cost of doing that is your boss is going to be angry with you. You're not going to make money. So you can see the value of showing up despite not being in the mood. Whereas, say, with training, for example, if you choose not to go to the gym, you probably just haven't connected the dots to how much of a value that's actually going to give you if you just showed up even on the days you didn't want to. Same for the business, same for the relationship. It's like, yeah, in the moment, it doesn't seem like it's going to give you a lot, but long term, that's going to give you that payoff.
Yeah, one of the things I really find interesting as well is like how much discipline people will show for other people, but not for themselves. It's like you were talking about, like discipline is a form of self-love. Like you're like it's self-love because you're doing the thing for yourself that the person the future you is going to thank you for. So it's like, you know, the whole like gym thing. It's like the future you is going to thank you for showing up even when you didn't want to. But it's like you probably may not want to do that now because you're like, oh, this is difficult and I don't want to do this and it's hard. But you'll do it for your boss that makes them money. You'll do it for your friends because it makes them feel good. You'll do it for your mum, your dad because you want them to feel good. But it's like, what about you? What are you going to do for yourself that your future you is going to thank you for?
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, can translate to the business side of things of doing the work and making the calls, sending out the DMs or whatever it might be, running the ads, whatever it is, market, post content. It's like the future you, when you have the clients, is going to thank you for that. And that's your form of like looking after yourself. Same with the gym.
Yeah.
Having the physique, being confident in how you feel.
Yeah.
Because you don't right now.
Yeah. And even just showing up for yourself in one area, that's going to have that snowball effect in other areas.
Yeah.
Like that was my first photo shoot prep. That was my thing. If I didn't do that, I would not be in the position I am in right now.
Well, like you're starting your prep. I'm sure you're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The motivation's high.
Yeah, I'm like, cool, fun, new, exciting goal. Slay.
Yeah. And then when we get to 6 weeks out, it's like,
that's not even like no thinking, just do. Like
yeah. I think it's also just knowing the being aware of the fact that that motivation isn't going to be as high. Being aware of the fact that you know that you're probably not going to want to be in the gym as much.
I think also with knowing that, it's like I think people can sometimes mistake or make the mistake of thinking it's going to be easy, and that's why the motivation fades. And it's like, oh, it's not so easy. I didn't see the results 7 days ago. Like, fuck this. But it's like, if it's hard, it's a good thing. Challenging is a good thing. Discomfort is a good thing. That's what's going to make you grow. That's going to make you build the muscle. That's going to get you stronger. That's going to lose the body fat in whatever context you want it to be. But like, the motivation is there until it gets hard, and then it's either you tap into your discipline, you keep going, and that motivation is going to spike again because you're like, oh shit, I got through that. That's so cool. Let's go again. Or you run away from it.
Yeah, and I say this a lot to any sort of newcomers that I bring onto the team as well. I always say, like, it'd be really naive for you to think that this is just going to happen with no obstacles. I said this on a call 2 days ago. I was like, listen, bro, I was like, look, I'm really excited and I think we're going to make some really good results. But I was like, but don't be surprised that it gets difficult. I was like, don't be surprised that you may not get results in the first 4 weeks. I was like, and don't be surprised that you might fuck up along the way. And he was like, not taken back. I could tell he sort of appreciated what I was saying, but he was like, oh, yeah, like, fuck, you're right. Because, like, I think people are really, like, with the videos, with the marketing, with all that, they're really sold this dream that it's just, like, going to happen. It's even when you hear the successful guy, like Alex Hormozy or someone like that say, I was sleeping on the gym floor and then I worked hard and now I won't make $1 billion a year. It's like, that just sounds way too easy. It's like, everyone talks about the before and the after, but there's no talk about like that middle part, which lasts the longest time, if you ask me. Like, you don't go from here to here in a year. You do it over the course of 10. And that's where the discipline is. The discipline takes up more time than the motivation does. Like, the motivation is that initial spark. It's the first 6 months. It's the first 2 weeks of the diet. But you spend most of that time in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
I guess for yourself, where have you found other than your preps and your photo shoots? Like, where else have you found that there's been points where where you've relied on motivation and where you've relied on discipline?
In the build phase, because I think with dieting or even like being in a photo shoot prep, it's like, it's hard because you're hungry, you're tired, you're fatigued, but you see what's going on. You can see yourself getting leaner. You can see the definition come through. So you can kind of be like, yeah, look, I'm not motivated, but like I can see things working. So like, let's keep going. Whereas I feel like in a build, there's not a lot of that physical representation you're making growth or that you're making progress. So I feel like the likelihood of losing motivation in build is so much higher than in a deficit phase. And I think that's also then coming down to, what are you looking at to be able to see the progress come through? Like right now, my build, I'm like, cool, I'm getting stronger. I feel like I can breathe when I'm training. Like I'm not dying after my sets, which is really, really cool. I'm looking at my nutrition. It's like, how is a certain food making me feel? Am I feeling energized? Like I'm looking at other parts like that rather than just the physical side of things, which I feel like helps me stay more disciplined because I'm like, all these ducks are in order. I'm going to get the result. Whether it's the best result or a mid result or a little bit of a result, I know that that's going to contribute to something. So I feel like nowadays that's allowed me to stay more motivated and disciplined. Whereas at the start, yeah, it's fun eating more food initially, but then that discomfort kicks in and that's the fluffier feeling. That's the clothes fitting tighter. And it's like, are you going to stay disciplined enough to do what's required for your future self or for that big goal that you actually have that's 6 months away, 12 months away? Or are you going to run away because that motivation has now slid, the discomfort and the hard part has now kicked in? What's your choice there?
Yeah, I feel like for yourself, it's very much like or even in general, but like, for example, that discipline's going to pay off later. You know, that being okay with where you're at now, you know, like that could be the difference between you winning. You know, when you go and compete, it's like, because you pushed this so hard, because you were so disciplined, it's like you're going to win the dividends of that later.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I feel like the motivation's like that instant gratification. It just fuels that dopamine straight away.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the discipline, it's like no dopamine, no nothing.
No reward, no instant reward. It's the delayed gratification. And I think the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. It's like a skill. Like, I feel like, and you can break it up into your phases. Like, I feel like it's easier to break it up when we talk about like a fat loss phase and build phase because we've done multiple. So it's like, I heavily would have relied on motivation in my first build because that's all I knew when I was doing it. And I didn't understand the discomfort I was going to experience and what sort of discipline I'd have to tap into to do that. Whereas now, 2 builds later, I can understand when things are going to feel motivating, when things aren't. Like the other day on Tuesday, like I felt fluffy. It's the time of the month. Was I motivated to be in the gym? Absolutely not. Like I didn't want to be there. But like then yesterday I felt fine.
Yeah.
So even understanding like this, how I'm feeling right now is not relevant. Or it's like, it's valid, but it's not relevant.
Yeah, it's like the guys, right? It's like I have this conversation all the time with a lot of my clients, and it's like, oh, I want to get jacked. Okay, let's build. Oh, I want to be shredded. Well, it's like, nah, bro, we're gonna get jacked. You can't always have the best of both worlds. You need to embrace the positives of each. You know, like, for example, whether it's the building side of things, you feel jacked, you feel strong. And the same with the business. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe you're not rich, you're not loaded, but you're building a solid amount of skills that will pay dividends later on. Yeah. So, and then it's like when you are successful, when you are shredded, when you're shredded, you want to be jacked. When you're successful, you want to learn more because you like the chase, you like the pursuit. So it's like you're always going to want something more, and there's always going to be some pros and cons to it. But you just have to find the motivation in that. And then, like, I'd say for me, especially with the end of my prep, I got really motivated towards the end, even though I felt like shit, because I'm like, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And it's like, I'm a bodybuilder now.
Yeah.
Like, the hard work's done. Like, you just got to show up.
Yeah.
And it's like in those depletion weeks when everything's at its hardest, you're just like, this is it.
Yeah. That's also kind of what you asked for at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course. You know, I think that's a great, like, sort of point You know, usually the things that the struggles that we are dealing with are usually the things that we ask for, or they're the price of the things that we ask for.
Yeah.
I want to be successful. Cool. Be willing to work hard and not earn any money. That's the price. I want to be jacked. Cool. Be willing to be uncomfortable for long periods of time. That's the price. So I think it's really important that you actually said that, because usually that's the case. The price is for what we ask for is the hard things that come with it. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Motivational speaker. Call me Dave Goggins.
Call me,
Call
what's
me
the guy?
Mr. Goggs.
No, I'm Richard from Maths.
Oh my God, Dickie.
Yeah, Dickie.
Dickie.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you would want to add to that?
No, I just think people need to understand or open their minds a little bit more to seeing it as a opportunity for them to show off for themselves. And it's not just in the gym, like in all aspects, and that discipline. If you can be disciplined in the gym or you can be disciplined at work, you can do it in other areas. You've already done it. You just have to practice that skill elsewhere.
Yeah, I think, like as we said, and as you said earlier, look at it as a form of self-love, not as a form of like bringing yourself down or depression or like hardship.
Yeah. And I think even in that as well, like if something doesn't go your way or if you don't show up in a certain way, it's like you can also meet yourself with that grace of like, why did that happen and how can I improve next time? It's like, even in my instances, like there's been some days where I haven't hit my steps multiple days in a row and it's like, okay, why is that happening? Oh, I'm actually not going for my morning walks, which contributes to a goal of hitting my step target, but also mentally it helps me get into a better mindset for the day. So it's like having the discipline to give myself that respect to do something for myself in the morning. Yeah. And then that's going to relate to another goal.
Do you think there's such thing as too much discipline?
I don't think so. Because I think it's again the perception. It's like what's too much discipline to someone is just discipline to another person. It's like some people might look at us and be like, you guys have too much discipline. Like you work, you train, you do these things, like you go into a prep. It's like, but this is just my life. This is how I act in alignment with my values. It's not causing me any sort of like negativity. I don't hate my life because of it. I actually get to love my life more because of it.
Yeah, I think it's different if we were depressed.
Yeah. But then if someone else was to do it, but that's not something they align their values with. Like say if someone entered a bodybuilding prep and they don't even fucking want to do it, but they've been pressured to do it. And it's like, now you need all this discipline to do it. It's like, well, I didn't even want to fucking do it.
Yeah, or it's like I saw it on Instagram and I want to do it. And then I realized how hard it was and it's not actually in alignment with the values.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything wrong with having discipline in all areas. You'd probably be quite a successful, happy human if that was the case, given that the discipline's in alignment with your values. Yeah.
Actually, on that, another note that I wanted to think about, which this is a great. I've heard a lot of successful people talk about this analogy, and it's the Matrix analogy of the girl in the red dress. It's the shiny object syndrome. And I think a form of discipline is ignoring the girl in the red dress.
Yeah.
Whether it's business, whether it's training, whether it's whatever it is. It's like, for example, right, a great one at the moment that personally I think is a great example of the girl in the red dress is people who are trying to pursue some sort of physique outcome. It gets difficult. They're trying to do it and then they discover high rocks. Or they discover run clubs. And it's like, sure, I'm not shitting on them.
Yeah.
I think they're all great community building. I think they're all great forms of fitness. If that's what you love and you enjoy doing, by all means, go for it. I'm actually not shitting on it. But I think it's like, if you think you're going to go into those things with the sole outcome that you're going to actually build this physique that you wanted in the first place.
Or it's going to progress you further forward.
Yeah, it's going to progress you further forward. Again, I'm speaking purely in physique outcomes. Yeah. Then that's when the girl in the red dress starts to entertain you.
Yeah.
Or it's like the business guy who he's following this system. It works. It's gotten him this far. It's going to continue to get him further. He just needs to trust it. And then he's like, I'm going to go try something else.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go spend my money on buying Instagram followers.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing of discipline is also the idea of being able to stay on track with all these distractions.
Yeah, I agree.
And even in a relationship, it's the, you're comfortable. We've been together for 2 years. We're happy. We have this life, and then like some girl in the red dress appears and it's like, I can give you more. I can show you more. But is it really? Or are you just avoiding the hard stuff right now? Because it's not as entertaining. It's not as fun.
It's not fun. It's not new. It's not fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like in a deficit phase, that's quite prominent if you haven't seen like a weight drop in a while. And it's like, oh, I haven't seen my weight drop, so like what's the point in keep going? But it's like that could have been the one day where you would have seen your weight drop. Or that could have been like, it's like, I know I will see like in a fat loss phase, it'll be like 4 weeks until I see like the noticeable changes where you're like, holy fuck. But it's like, imagine I stopped at week 2 because I didn't see it change in 2 weeks. So.
Well, I know for me, it was like very much post prep. It's like I did all this, worked hard at it. It's like the goal's over. And it's like, this is a boring part where it's like getting my health back, getting my recovery done, all that sort of stuff. But I'm like, I want to do the next thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm lacking that purpose, and it's the discipline of being like, hold on, no, this is really important right now.
Yeah.
Because this is the part where I get to get back to normal, feel normal, enjoy life again, have some variability in my life decisions, some freedom with my food choices, like all that sort of stuff. When it's like, nah, I need another goal again.
Well, even that's going to be the determining factor of what goal you can pursue next as well.
100%.
Because if you fuck that up or choose not to treat it with the same respect, it's like, okay, well, that's going to delay the next prep you might want to do or the build you might want to do because you want to do some other things with it.
It's like watching your YouTube girl, like seeing her do jiu-jitsu and do a prep. It's like, that's her romanticizing the girl in the red dress, the other thing. It's like, okay, maybe she wants to do it because like it's something she's always wanted to do, fair enough. But like, why?
Yeah. You can ask her to comment on a YouTube video. Why the fuck are you doing both of these at the same time?
No, I'm not shitting on her. Like, again, it's the whole thing. Like,
no, I get it. It's like if I was to start fucking running.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like, I got nothing against running. I got nothing against high rocks. Like, if you want to go do those things, go for it. It's more so it's just like, if you just kept doing what you're doing, it's like when people look at us, right? People look at us and see, oh, you've got this physique. And I'm like, bro, we started training when we were 15. Like, yeah, of course, we've made the most amount of progress in the past 2 years because we've locked in the most in the past 2 years and we've gotten the right coaches, we've done the right methods and all that sort of stuff. But you can't take away the 13 years before that where we made all the mistakes, where we went and did this, where we went and did CrossFit, we went and did powerlifting and we made all those, like, again, not mistakes, but we romanticized these other forms of training that we thought were going to get us closer to the goal.
Yeah.
You can't take that away.
But not even that. But if we did what we have been doing now for the last 3 years, 6 years ago, and we had someone tell us, like, just keep doing the thing, just keep doing it, just keep doing it. Like, I know you want to go elsewhere, but, like, just stay on track, we'd be even further along than where we are now.
Yeah.
And not taking away from what we've already done and not taking away the fact that we have made so much progress, which is amazing. But it's just like, let that be a reminder and a picture to show you, like, okay, this is what's been possible in just 3 years of doing it. Imagine if we just did that from the start.
100%. C-Bum's a great example of that. He started doing it at, 19? Took it seriously, did all the right things. The guy's 26 and has 5-6 Olympias.
And now he wants to do like one.
You know what? He can do what the fuck he wants.
Now he's fine. He's optimal king.
So, yeah, I think that's a good place to finish it up. Should we end on a bit of a lighter note?
What's the plans this weekend?
My plans this weekend is to train with a client. Show him how to train back, because I think most guys don't know how to train any of their posterior. And then eat with your family. Cook a mean steak.
Have a good steak. Yep. Tomorrow, train in the morning. Got a nice leg day pump session. I love tomorrow's session. Group posing lesson. Dinner with the fam-blam. And then we're going to the IFBB show on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun.
See all the big, juicy men and women.
I've got a question for you.
What?
I've got actually a multiple choice question for you.
What?
Fuck, marry, kill. Ladder race. Barbell bench press. And barbell bent over row.
Fucking kill bench press. Fuck bent over row, because I can just do that once, and I will marry ladder race.
Okay.
I love me a lateral
Squat, bench,
raise.
dead.
Fucking kill bench press again. Fuck squat, marry deadlift.
I would probably fuck a bench press. I would probably marry the squat.
I knew it, and you'd kill deadlift.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew
deadlifts,
that.
yeah.
What about
The
lateral
first
raise,
bench press.
bench press, bent over row?
Oh, I would marry the lateral raise.
Yeah.
I would probably. I'd probably fuck the bent over row and kill the bench press.
Yeah. You need to do another leg one. RDL, pendulum squat, lunge.
I would kill the lunge.
Yeah.
I would fuck the RDL and marry the pendulum squat.
To be fair, I really like all three of them.
Here's one for you, because I'm not doing this one. Hip thrust, RDL, and abductions.
Kill abductions.
Really, you don't like the abductions?
I don't.
Or
No.
cable kickback?
Yeah, kill them.
Yeah.
It's just like, I like doing them. There's no hate against those exercises. I don't like bench press. Like, that's point blank. I don't like it. But I like the abductions and the kickbacks, but I just find it's like, I find the dopamine hit is not as high because I can lift really, really heavy with the hip thrust and I also get a pump. With a kickback, I can't lift as heavy and I do still get a pump, but like, it's not like fun in my head. I'm not like, haha, chuck 140 kilos on the hip thrust. But what I say, hip thrust and RDL.
Yeah. You'd probably marry the RDL.
Yeah, I'd marry the RDL, fuck the hip thrust, and kill the kickbacks.
I got one more for you.
What?
Fuck, marry, kill, check-ins, programming, meal plans.
Fucking kill the meal plans. I'm fucking fighting a meal plan so much. Really, my clients that have meal plans, I'll write them for you. But kill the meal plans. Fuck. I don't know, because I do like check-ins and programming for different reasons.
Come on, you have to do it.
I'd marry check-ins and I'd fuck the programming.
Yeah, I would kill the meal plans. 100%. I actually don't know a coach that enjoys I single-handedly do not know one coach that enjoys writing meal plans.
I feel like sometimes it's just a little bit challenging because I feel like some meal plans require some certain formatting and some other meal plans don't. Like sometimes it's like, can I just say like have 3 options for like chicken, meat?
Yeah, I think also...
But even actually formatting it, it's not like writing the meal plan itself sometimes. It's just like, is the client going to interpret it this correctly?
Yeah.
Because
like
there's so many different ways
I had a
to
client
look at
message me about how to make oats, and he's like, bro, I always fuck it up. But I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Even one of my clients, God bless her, I literally just wrote like what she wanted for like a pasta. She's like, what do I do with the feta? I was like, oh, fuck. Just sprinkle it on top.
Just have it on the side.
Yeah, she's like, do I melt it? I'm like, I don't know. Just sprinkle it.
I put like in caps like blend or like or when I don't put a seasoning.
The thing is with the meal plan maker that we have, you can't type that.
No, you can. You just don't have to put anything on the side. You can. I'll show you.
Well, I have a note section where I write all this shit down anyway. Like I added that, but because it's a drop down, I was like, I can't customize this that much. But if I don't use a drop down, then I have to do all the calculations myself.
I've had cases where I haven't written a seasoning in because I'm just going to assume.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're going to use a seasoning.
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, this is so bland. I'm like, are you using a seasoning? No, it's on the meal plan. I'm like, bro, just use whatever fucking seasoning you want.
Yeah.
So now I write seasoning of choice.
Yeah. I've had a couple of girls be like, can I add cinnamon to this? Can I add salt? I'm like, please fucking add as much cinnamon and salt as you want.
Yeah.
Like please do.
And then, I would probably fuck check-ins and I would marry programming. I love programming so much.
Yeah. I love programming, but I do, like, I think check-ins are just I think it can be one of the most game-changing components to a journey. Because it's like, again, you can have a great program, but if we're not looking at all the other aspects as well, it's like...
I think for me, it's like, I love programming, but it's also one of the most overcomplicated. Like, I think sometimes I look at my programming, I'm like, fuck, sometimes my client must be so underwhelmed by what I give them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's just so straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, it's not overly complicated.
Yeah.
But it's like, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, it's good.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. That was fun. We should do that more often.
I like that.
I hope that was good for you as it was for me.
It was wonderful.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.